Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Saquez, and this is Your Best Life Defined. How you doing today? You wake up this morning energized about something? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that you finally decided that maybe there's a way to spend more time doing what you love to do. I know that's an abstract concept, and I realize I'm really fighting an uphill battle with this one because I'm talking about things that are contrary to what we've all been taught. And that is that, the house, the car, the kids, it's okay to be in debt, and having more and better stuff is the key to happiness. And of course, if you really look at your life, and if you wake up every day energized about the things you do, then you might be right on track. But the problem is, most of us aren't. Now, the issue that we face is there are some of us that, regardless of how we truly feel or how energizing our life is, we are not going to change a thing. And in fact, the only way that change is going to come is if we actually are forced to do it. I mean, we're not going to quit that job. We are going to get fired and then have to find a new job, take a new direction. So it's a little tough, right? And the other issue that you face, I mean, why did you choose the things you do? Well, it's the blueprint, don't you think? I mean, and there was a pattern. There is a pattern for why we do what we do and why we make the choices we do. That's why everyone you know has a life that looks just like yours. Give or take a few things. Some people have boats, some people have campers, some people don't do any of that stuff, have computers, but basically we all live with a certain amount of debt, and some of us live with a lot of debt. And our inventory of things we add to our life pretty much matches. We have cars, and we have exercise machines, and we have furniture. And I kind of started out early on with this podcast thing, maybe implying that that wasn't okay. But it is okay. What's not okay is the fact that a lot of the choices we make are made based on ideas we've been given about what success is. See, there are a lot of people I know who do not view the choice that Sandy and I have made to travel around the country and to sell everything as being an amazing adventure. People get scared. I've talked to several people who are like, they get this scared deer in the headlight look in their eyes when I ask them, well, so what do you think about, could you sell everything and travel? Oh no, I couldn't sell everything and travel. Oh my goodness. Oh my. And that's fine. See, because I don't care if you think my life is amazing. It only has to be amazing to me. Now, is that callous? I don't know. Maybe that sets you off and you're like, oh, well, you don't care about my opinion? Well, really, no, I don't. And if you got the impression that I'm giving you my opinion about your life, that's not it at all. I'm asking you to think about it. I'm trying to point out that you might not be thinking about it from the perspective that you probably should. If you wake up every day and you're energized about your life, and there's going to be things you don't want to do, but if the things you don't want to do give you access to the things you love to do, you're right on track. That's a question you're going to have to answer, because it only has to be amazing to you. I mean, I think it's ironic. There are people, there are a small collection of people in the world who do something similar to what Sandy and I are doing, but they live on boats. And unlike Sandy and I, who work the careers and we have our retirement, now we're really able to capitalize on this thing we're doing, their whole life has been about sailing. Their whole life has been about a cycle of earning enough money to pay for enough time to go travel, or to just, money is inconsequential. If you don't need much, then you don't have to work much to pay for what you don't need, right? That's the ticket. I kind of had an epiphany, or a really prideful moment, I guess. My son is in the process of doing some stuff in his life, and it involves a lot of what I'm saying. And he's kind of come to the realization that if he buys small and he lives small and invests very little in things that sustain his life but don't inspire his life, he can spend a lot more time doing things that do. Right? If you don't spend $300,000 on a house and instead you buy a $100,000 house, and you don't spend $80,000 on a vehicle or $40,000 on a vehicle, and you buy a used vehicle for $5,000, imagine all the resources you can have to do all the things you want to do, all the things that inspire you. It's not going to change the quality of your life, and it's going to increase it. It's not going to diminish it. People say, well, I don't have a big house, I must not be successful. It only has to be amazing to you. I used to look at the rift in my hometown in Canyon City, Colorado. They have the Arkansas River, and whitewater rafting is a big thing, okay? And my perspective was, oh man, that sucks. They don't have anything. They got their cars and their vans, and they come in for the season and they work odd jobs during the winter, and then they do this, and that's their thing, right? And I used to think, oh my God. My thinking was wrong. What were they doing? They were waking up every day with the minimum amount of resources. They didn't expend a lot of resources to provide for themselves because they wanted to have all the access they could to the things they love. And that's what they do. It isn't a struggle for them to not have a ton of money in the bank because they don't need a ton of money in the bank. And here I am. I'm looking at it. I'm like, wow, it must suck. Woe is me for you. I have empathy for you. Oh, you poor guy. It's funny, I've been on the other side of this now. I've told people, yeah, my wife and I are full-timers. Oh, I've said this before, and they get this sad look in their face. It's amazing. You don't have to think so. I'm not telling you have to sell everything and do what I'm doing. In fact, I'd prefer you didn't, because it will congest what we have going on. It'll have an impact on what Sandy and I have going on, right? And it's okay for you to do what you're doing, as long as every day when you wake up, you can feel it. You wake up and you're energized. Your feet hit the floor and you're saying to yourself already, all right. You're waking up in the middle of the night because you've got these ideas in your head about where you are and where you're going to be in 6 months, or how much closer you're getting to that thing you love to do. It only has to be amazing to you. That's why I've stepped away from it, because the impression that I got when I was putting stuff out on social media was a simple one. It was like I was calling for people to acknowledge me. And the only person that needs to acknowledge me, to acknowledge my success and to verify my success, is me. And my gauge isn't the same as everyone else's. That's why I show up every day, because my gauge is not the same as yours. My gauge is based on one premise: to spend as much time possible engaged in activities that inspire me, or to spend as much time possible struggling through the mire of obligations and obstacles and overcoming those obstacles to get to the thing that inspires me. Part of the reason some people are never going to be able to do this is because they cannot see themselves in any different light. They cannot see themselves in any different life. It's just a life. It can be changed. It can be changed back. I'm not trapped. I don't have to live in an RV for the rest of my life. I have to live in an RV until I'm no longer inspired by it. And then instead of just jumping into what I had, I'm going to be looking, as we are now. We're already looking for that next source of energy, that next source of excitement, so that we can keep going. When you look at your life and when you look at the choices in your life, it only has to be inspiring to you. It only has to be amazing to you. The question is it? Did you choose the things you chose because you just can't believe it, because it inspires you so much? You want to know how I can tell, or how you can tell, if someone is living an inspired life? A life that they truly believe is amazing, that is connected to who they are? Everything they have in their life is in order. They don't have an overabundance of anything. If they have the house, the car, the conventional life, it's all in order. The bills are paid. They aren't overextended. The cars are clean. The weeds are pulled. The lawn is probably immaculate. The house is exceptional. Because it's easy to do what it takes to live the life that you live when you love it. It's easy to do what it takes when the things you do are connected to who you are. Is your life amazing to you? Forget about the image on social media. Forget about what social norms are, about what the standard that's been set for us on this American dream, and we have to have the best and the greatest and the most expensive and the fanciest. When you look at your life, is it amazing to you? Do you go, yeah, I do. I do. I wake up every day and I'm blessed because we made a choice that not only gives us access to the life we want to live, but it gives us the freedom to actually spend time, quality time with our children, no matter where they are. It's not a burden for me to drag this fifth wheel across the country. Got a brand new suspension, air ride suspension, got good brakes. Put the money into it, invested in it because it was worth it. Face that struggle to do what we have to do when you're going through Chicago or you're going through any of these major cities and you're having to watch traffic and you're on alert. Is it easy? No, it's not easy, but it's one of those hurdles that gives us our amazing life. I don't do this because I want you to go, wow, look at you. I want to be like you. I do this because I want you to look at you and want to be more like you. Because chances are you're not. Chances are you woke up and one day you were 18 and your ideas are the ideas of your dad and your mom and everyone around you. And you think about things that you would like to do or would have liked to have done, and they just seem so scary or so far off. See, we don't want to be different. That's the issue. It's hard to be different. Believe me, I know. I am an oddball by all standards. I mean, do you have a grandfather that does a podcast every day, including video? I'm an oddball. But this is my amazing. I think it's amazing that I've actually hit 180 podcasts and I haven't missed one, even though today I struggled. It's been kind of easing up on me, but I'm not giving up on it. It only has to be amazing to you. Don't let the world define your version of amazing. Don't let the people around you and the influence or these ideas about how it should be influence who you are and what your amazing looks like. If you love fishing and you're not fishing as much as you want to, then maybe you should take that step. Because I guarantee you, when you do what you love, life becomes amazing. So, I hope you'll keep that in mind. Thank you for showing up every day. I'm going to continue to do so. I have a lot of great ideas. I'm going to work on some new stuff. I'm not sure how this is going to go yet. I'm going to try and change it up a little bit. But in the end, listen, I just show up every day because everyone should have the right to do and live the life that I'm living. Not specifically, but to wake up energized. To be able to face your struggles knowing that, you know what, yeah, it's hard right now, but we're going to get there because the goal is so amazing. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. And one day you're going to wake up and you're going to see it. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to go, I see what he's saying now. Okay? Put all your energy into the things you love. And you'll spend all your time doing what you love. I guarantee it. So anyway, hey, listen, as always, just remember today is your day. Make it a good one.